My name's Nikki Hayes, and I am a Paparazzi Accessories Independent Consultant. I just wanted to hop on and share a little information, I guess. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am married and I have a grandson. They don't live with us, but I do like to spend time with them, obviously. I have a full-time job and I suffer from a chronic illness. The question that I get asked the most is, how do you do it all? How do you juggle it? How do you keep everything together and do all that you do? And I just figured I'd just go ahead and share it with everybody. These are tips and advice that anybody can put to use. You don't have to be suffering a chronic illness to be able to take this information to heart and use it. So I would say that the biggest thing that helps me juggle everything that in my life is I go by a schedule and I try to stay as organized as possible. So with my schedule, my husband plays poker on Wednesday nights, so it's the perfect night to have a consistent live. So I go live on Facebook every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Everybody knows they can find me at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, no matter what. There have been times where I have been having a flare, and I don't call in sick to paparazzi. I find ways to deal with it that works for me, and my customers are very understanding. I have done a speed video rather than be on camera before, because one of the things that happens to me besides having a lot of physical pain is I bloat up and I get really big, and it's not always easy to go live on Facebook. I don't have the most confidence in the world. It's hard to sit and look at yourself and talk to yourself, but it's even harder when your body changes and does things that you don't want to show people. So I can just, tell everyone, I'm not feeling well tonight. I'm going to do a speed video, and I just flip the camera around and I just show the jewelry. And it doesn't matter if I'm not looking well. I can still show the jewelry. We can still interact, and they understand I'll be back. There have been times where a friend of mine has come to the house and she's basically done the show for me. We do it together, but I'm more off the camera, off to the side, and then I give her the hostess rewards for that night. But so I'm really lucky that my customers are really supportive and that my friends are really supportive, and there are ways around having a chronic illness and still being able to do this job. Part of what makes it easier is my staying organized. So I've got my calendar, and that keeps me on top of things. I know every Wednesday night I'm going live. Every Friday I'm sending invoices. Every Monday I'm mailing out the packages. That gives me the whole weekend to get them together and get them ready to be shipped. So even if I'm not feeling well at some point, I give myself the 2 days to get that work done. And another tip that I do with staying organized is when I get a package, I call it wrapper management. My friend just laughs because it's a much bigger ordeal than people would imagine. But when you're getting ready for a show and you have this, these boxes of new inventory, you have a lot of wrappers to manage. First, you take everything out of the package so that you can show it, and then you have to put it back in the package so you can ship it. And there's a lot of packaging to deal with. So what I have is I have a box for each of the different sizes. I have bracelets, rings, earrings, and then long necklaces and short necklaces. And so I put the wrappers in each of those boxes as I'm taking them out of the package. That helps me stay organized, and I'm not like falling under a mountain of wrappers. Another thing I do with my chronic illness, and I think everybody experiences this from time to time, but I suffer sometimes from brain fog. And so with the brain fog, I have a hard time keeping track of where I was at with showing the jewelry. You don't have to have brain fog to have that happen to you. But one of the tricks that I do is when I'm putting the board together for my live, what I do is I put the number behind the jewelry. So all the jewelry is just out in the open. And then as I show them, I put the number in front of the jewelry. And that way I can keep track of what I've shown and what I haven't shown. And then also I can see the number when they comment the number and to purchase. And so those are probably the two biggest things that help me juggle everything in my life. I don't know if I'd say I'm lucky per se, but another condition of my illness is that I have insomnia. So I get up every day around 2 a.m. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 3. Generally, it's 2 a.m. And then I just basically am waiting for the rest of the world to wake up, because I'm not allowed to vacuum or do the dishes at 2 o'clock in the morning when I feel the most productive. So that's when I get up and I watch the training videos and I get my boards ready, and I'm constantly looking for new ways to organize. So like I said, I am by far not the expert, and I am constantly evolving. So I have storage containers that are labeled that I put my jewelry in after I've shown and it hasn't. It's just a way to organize my back inventory. If I stay organized and somebody orders from my albums on Facebook, it's a lot easier for me to find the items. So I do that. I offer pre-orders for sales in my VIP group. And so as soon as I order from the company, I put those stock photos into my VIP group and I give them the opportunity to buy before it's ever shown. And so when I get the box and I'm taking them out of the packages, the first thing that I'm doing is I'm putting them in their baskets, everything that's been pre-ordered, because I don't want to oversell. And so I want to make sure that the pieces that I'm showing are the ones that are available for anyone to purchase. So that's another organizational tip. That's really just it. If you have a calendar and you have organization, you can function in this business. It doesn't matter how busy you are. It doesn't matter if you suffer a chronic illness like I do. You know, mine flares from time to time. I have no idea when it's going to happen. It just happens, and then I have to deal with it. And you know, obviously I have medication management. I've got my friends that support me, and the organization helps me stay on track and stay on top of things. And that's how I do it. And if you have those things in place, anybody can do this. You can have a baby. You can have, you know, you can have a job and have children and children and activities, and you can make it work. Everyone can make it work. But if you have the schedule and you have the organization, it works a lot better. If you have any questions or tips or comments, you can definitely share those below. You can reach me in all of the different ways. I'm on Facebook under Insomnia Jewels. My email address is insomniajewels@gmail.com. Jewels is with a Z. Otherwise, I hope this has helped somebody. Thank you. Bye.